school.
There's no back camera. Oh.
That happened.
So yeah, definitely missing something without the kazoos.
Yeah.
All right. So how did that feel? How did that feel?
It felt pretty like I didn't feel like I was pushing too hard. But I definitely was not doing the dynamics that we were talking about.
Yeah. Well, so maybe so Ben's gonna play and then we'll see. And we'll see. But by the way, what are you gonna play then? Oh, that's right. Oh, are the two of you gonna play that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Okay, thank you. Thanks for playing. Did you get the juicy slide to work?
You will see.
All right. So, but we can work for a little bit here. Any general thoughts? I mean, I think, or specific thoughts.
Great rhythm. That's good. Yeah, it's really nice.
I lost my intonation like in the 5/4. I was like,
yes, you got. Well, that
like,
is a standard kind of place for that to happen, and maybe if I'll try to help you if I can in 1 minute with that. Oh yeah.
So we all know I don't know much about Joel. So while listening and watching you play, I only notice your like major mess ups or anything when you make a face. Yeah. And I'm sure you've heard that before.
yeah.
So.
Well, it's true, and it's a compulsion. We have to let people know that we messed up.
It's like,
Right. Yeah. Like, can you hear what I just did? Can you believe that? I mean, so
yeah.
yeah. So I mean, what I will. Well, you've heard this before, but if I really mess up and I'm really like want to do that, what I do is I smile.
See, I just
don't.
don't even realize I'm doing it. Like I'm
Yes.
just like I'm already like physically like doing this. I'm just like
So,
yeah.
all right. So it doesn't look like folks are like chomping at the bit to sink their teeth into you, if I can mix those metaphors. So this is a pretty dry space.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a horrible space.
Right.
Which is one of the good things about it.
So did I feel like I was playing a little inward?
Well, I just felt like you were struggling to find your core in here, and part of that is, what we were working on. I mean, you just had to practice this stuff a little bit more because I felt like, maybe the little bit of nerves pulled you out of your sweet spot. And this piece is so dependent on the grip of the string. Because then the timing with your left hand was getting messed up.
More messed up.
And it was causing you to fall forward in a number of places where it was actually rushing a little bit. There's so many little topics. but let's actually take this for a second. Can you just place on the slow side with slightly, longer notes from there? Okay, great. So, you pretty much know where this is, but let me have you do that one more time and really with substantially longer notes. Not any slower, but just fill them in a little more. All right, there we go. That recreated what happened.
Yeah.
Where's your thumb going?
I don't know where. It's like traveling with it, but sometimes it does and
Okay,
sometimes it
so
doesn't.
what I get the sense of is when you're thinking positionally,
Mhm.
then everything has its place and you do quite well.
Right, but if
But
I'm just
as
like,
soon as you think I'm going for that note,
Mhm. Yeah.
it's not that you couldn't hit it, but you're raising your chances of a problem. So in this kind of passage, a very leapy passage like this, you want to really think even more positionally, especially with the invisible fingers, with the fingers you're not going to use. And it's, because you're bringing the thumb up, which I wouldn't, but I'm not going to mess with it at this point. But well, maybe I would, but I'm not going to mess with it exactly
right
at
now,
this moment.
Right now. Okay.
But try it with the thumb back, because it's just seventh position. Yeah, and when you do that, actually, I know some part in the back of your mind you're thinking this is really far.
Yeah, because I'm used to like having my.
Can
elbow
you
back.
can you put your third finger on the C? Yeah. And what if you put your thumb back a little farther? I mean, does that feel horrible? Can you show me how much flex do you have in your third finger? Like in your third finger? In the knuckle. Just show me the knuckle. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. The point here is, that when you're leaping in and out of those positions, it's a whole order of magnitude easier if your thumb has a home. It just is. Now, if your hand is too small for seventh position to be like a feasible reality, then don't. I always follow the rule: practice one position higher than you're going to use. Right. So I practice up to eighth position. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you should practice seventh position. But that's the thing. That's why that missed.
Okay.
And throughout the piece, one of the things you need to do is you need to go through and you need to soothe your shifts.
Yeah.
All right, because this is a jerky piece, and that's one of the reasons why we do the legato work up here.
Yeah.
But also because the as you're performing this one, you're getting choppier. Like when you get nervous, it gets even choppier. And so you have to build in more length. So I'm mostly just going to resonate what I told you earlier today, which is tone. This is actually a piece about tone. Because you can't create a convincing, picture. All right, that's just fun. Fly yourself. I was actually just asking you to stop talking. but that's okay. Ben's gonna play. So thanks, Lauren.
Sorry, Lauren. I was trying to buy Charlie insurance.
Oh, yeah, because he broke his neck. That's right.
She wasn't
Benny broke
Your back and then your neck.
I know, my back is in my neck, man. What's gonna break my neck? No, don't say that. If I have time, I'll play some. Where else?
Oh no, I have to tune to the piano.
If you could call this a piano.
If I can tune.
Better than the.
Oh, yeah, that's good. No, he's supposed to be able to tune to tone clusters.
I'm supposed to be able to tune.
That's pretty close. This is what
That's what it's like 20 cents short.
I always tune to like a resonance of this, and then with the overtone enhanced. But you should tune the open string if you're going to use that too. You know, the big mistake folks make when they're tuning with piano is they you don't tune to the first sound you hear. Tune to what happens after the first sound you hear. And maybe that sounds really obvious, but usually what we try to do is we try to tune to the impact, like the actual attack, and then we don't really listen to what the piano's doing after that point. We're already comparing it to us. So you need to let the piano breathe for a second, so it's settled in, and then hear it, because the attack is actually a slightly different timbre and pitch. So it's much easier to tune to whatever's sustaining, except then it's softer, so you have to listen more carefully. It takes a while. All right, so why don't you tell us what you're doing here?
So Alex is accompanying a horn player for a horn recital,
the whole backstory.
Yeah.
and I'm playing the horn part. So yeah,
What's it called?
and it's an aria. I'm arranging an arrangement because it's originally an aria by Stradella. They enjoy. Sorry. I've never performed for music before, solo. And
Okay, only bad don't say that.
I didn't know what to do.
Well, I'm glad there's a first time for everything. It's the context there is that he memorizes things very easily. So I'm sorry that you were confused by the shiny white pieces of paper in front of you. But I mean, this is good to touch base on because we all get a little lazy with part preparation. Well, not all of us, but many of us do. And it's just as important as practicing to have a part that is usable. Because those moments where you had to turn the page were distracting to you, distracting to us, just as bad as a mistake you might make. And so just having that prepared, taped, so that you can do it more easily or whatever is good. Plus, I've been in performances. Many of you have heard the story about playing with the Boston Symphony, with the music blowing away and the ensuing chaos. But also, I played a great piece by Magnus Larsson for cello and clarinet. Very crazy piece, just very difficult and relentless. And we both have made these parts that were just like insanely constructed, like origami, like practically. But and my partner's his music started falling off the stand. And like first one page fell and it pulled the next page, and that pulled the next page, and that pulled the next page, and it just like became this like pool of like music. And so it's even if you're careful, bad things can happen, but don't invite them. So get in the habit of prepare your music early. Use a binder for something like this. I think. Yeah, it's easier because that at least holds it together. Print double-sided. That's often good. Then you have a lot less work to do if you can print double-sided, right? Anyway, okay, that's entirely irrelevant, except it's relevant, right? Now, in this space, there's no sonic reward, there's no like reverb. I mean, there's some back here because of the wooden floor, but it's just it doesn't sound full enough to me.
I agree, yeah.
And even like soft things have to somehow sound satisfying. Like this piece, you can whisper a little bit in the beginning, but it's funny, like a whisper needs a kind of intention to it, or it just sounds kind of weak, right? And so there, it has more to do with bow use. Like you want to direct your bow use more carefully. If your bow stays the same speed, then what you get is that kind of just a weak sound instead of a special sound. So you've got to be thinking like how you're going to move the bow through that little bit of crescendo. I think you should do the same bowing on the next two entrances, maybe. Right?
Yeah.
Should probably write that in. Should write some of the other bowings in so that you do them the same way all the time. Maybe can I just get you to do that first entrance? And can you vibrate a little faster on it? But most importantly, I don't, like, you should have an internal pulse. I don't want to see what that pulse is. And it really, really, really shouldn't be the 8th note. Like, because this music just needs to, like, do this, right?
I like left hand is going really numb.
Oh, yeah?
Does that ever happen? It's really,
Where?
really,
Which part of your hand is going?
left, like right here.
Yeah, so you're
really
yeah,
intense.
so do that. So teachable moment. That's your ulnar nerve,
Yeah.
also known as your funny bone nerve. All right, it causes
And my
causes
mustache is
tingling.
going numb.
Your mustache is going. It can cause tingling, typically down the side of the hand with the pinky finger. You'll feel it in this ring finger as well. What happens, and this is one of the most common things for cellists, is that we play. We're 90% of the time we're compressing our elbow, right? Most of the time, and so that nerve, a little swelling can develop around where the nerve passes through the elbow, and compress the nerve, and it can turn. What I will do, and like if you're a little tight while you're doing it, or nerves, adrenaline causes blood vessels to dilate, and so you will feel more effect, or constrict, depends where they are actually. But so I would just raise your hand actually, just like the teacher, call on me. But because what that's going to do is it's going to open up and let things drain a little bit from there.
I started shivering too.
Okay, so
There's something wrong going on.
well, should we stop?
No.
Okay. Are you good? Are you good? 'Cause- all right. And then like I'll shake it up down here. But see if you can do that opening, right? And I'll let you know if you start like turning colors or something.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah, that's already much better. You right?
It's getting worse.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
call it a day then. But because we can stop overall.
Have you eaten today?
Yeah.
All right.
Like you're my entire face is going like
Uh-huh.
in my hands. And I'm shivering.
Yeah.
But I'm not like panicking.
You're like having a
You're so conscious.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say that almost certainly is what that is. It happens from physical feedback, like something weird. You start feeling something weird, like that is happening, and then like that causes like a chain reaction of you noticing other weird things. Yeah. So just take deep breaths, go outside, you'll be fine.
Doctor is
Either that or you'll die.
Doctor
No,
is
you will not die. And that's why I don't have a medical license, right?